All right. Welcome to our August 2nd call. Thank you, ladies, for jumping on. And thank you, Melissa, for being our guest speaker tonight. Before I introduce you, I want to congratulate everyone who made Success Club in the month of July. My sister, Elena, at Success Club 12. Melky at Success Club 12. Michelle at Success Club 6. Jessica, Anna, Anna 2, Carolina, Glenda, Amanda, everyone at Success Club 6. Congratulations. I won't go over the other list, but everyone who was at Success Club 4 and 2, congratulations to you guys as well for, working with one or two folks this month and helping them get on a healthy lifestyle. All right, so let's introduce our guest speaker, Melissa Herreria. Herreria. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Melissa, and then I'll ask her to tell us how she got into coaching. Melissa has been coaching, signed up to be a coach. Some coaches have 2 dates. Her sign-up date was about a year and 9 months ago. But Melissa actually started working the business about a year and a half ago. And she's been hitting Success Club for 11 months consecutively. Melissa is also a Zumba instructor. She's been a Zumba instructor for 6 years now. So she loves to dance. Melissa is also certified with PIO and now with Size, of course. She's also a personal trainer. She's been a blogger for 6 years. And you can follow her at funfitchick.com, yes?
Yes.
So, Melissa, tell us a little bit. Can you guys see me? I think I lost you guys.
They see you.
Tell us a little bit about how you got into coaching.
So, my coach is Charisse Marte, who is my best friend from college. And, as Gabby told everybody, I had been teaching Zumba for 4.5, 5 years by the time I had seen Charisse's transformation. Now, I was the Zumba instructor, like most fitness professionals that work at gyms or have group fitness classes. We don't eat very well because we're always on the run and we're always teaching, and it's very easy to just pick up whatever. I didn't know what clean eating was, and I was really not a fast food eater because I did make pretty okay choices, but I was a convenience eater. It was just whatever was around, that's what I was going to eat. So I ate a lot of Subways, a whole lot of Subways, and a whole lot of pizza. So even though by appearance I looked, pretty slim, about 145 pounds, and I was always in front of people teaching them to work out and sweat, I was not very healthy. I used to teach my classes and fall asleep. I would knock out dead tired all of the time. And I was just exhausted. So I hadn't seen Charisse for a while. And then she posted her transformation on Instagram. And I was floored. She had abs. She had this tiny little body. And I was like, I work out every single day, 2-3 hours a day. What are you doing? And she told me she was doing T25, and she was doing a T25 challenge group. So I didn't give her any objections. I was like, I'm in. But I signed up as a challenger only, and I was in the challenge group. I did pretty well. The first month I had my off times, but I did commit myself the second month, and I saw amazing changes. I saw great changes with drinking Shakeology and just feeling better about myself, not so tired, not so exhausted, seeing muscles that I didn't see when I was just teaching cardio classes. And I felt good. And I was working out 25 minutes a day to accomplish that, because I didn't feel like, even though I was still teaching group fitness, I didn't feel like any of that was what was causing, me to see the results I was seeing. So Charisse was like, well, become a coach and get a discount. And I was like, I'm not going to drink Shakeology anymore. I'm done. And she was like, yeah, but you should give it more time. You know, it's only been 2 months, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a coach. I'll just, you know, another bag showed up in my house. I didn't even know it was coming. I forgot I was on HD. And I was like, all right, well, I'll drink another bag. I'm starting to like now make recipes and get really creative with my Shakeology. And she's like, Melissa, be a coach. And I was like, no. And she literally was like, why the hell are you not a coach? Like all the time. Because I was blogging about it and talking about it. And she was just like, look, you do all of this stuff. You tell everybody about T25. You tag me on everything. Like, go talk to my coach. And you're not making a dime. And I was like, she's right. And that moment, I signed on without telling her I was going to sign on. I put my credit card in, and I became a coach.
So you surprised her.
Yeah, in the morning, she saw that I was a coach.
Nice.
She had no idea I was going to do it because I was like so against it forever.
Oh my God. I actually forgot to mention, because I was busy reading all your qualifications, that you're a diamond coach.
Yes.
You're one of the leaders in Lead Well Legacy. So we're really, really excited that you decided to join us to tell us all about like pages, because I know you're a pro at it. I have no idea where to even begin. So start off like you're talking to me, because I don't know anything about like pages.
Okay. So the like page is an extra page you can create for a business on Facebook. So you can have a public page and a like page. And the purpose of a like page and what it'll help you do is access people who are not your friends. So similar to how Instagram, making it public all of a sudden makes you available to all these people, like pages do the same thing. So very quickly, I do want to give you, before I dive into anything, some sources of information. So Amy Porterfield is amazing at information about like pages. And she does have a podcast. Chalene Johnson has a podcast that she's on. And that was kind of like what got me started in looking at like pages. I could give you the episode number over Messenger, but that was like the first thing. I was like, okay, so this girl is telling me that I need a like page. So I actually had a like page for my blog, but I never did anything with it. I had like 20 people following me and I would post on it. Never, pretty much. So Amy Porterfield and then Chalene Johnson. And you could Google tons and tons and tons of stuff, but the best way to figure out how to work a like page is to work a like page. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen to my like page. Can you see it? Bob your heads. Yay. Okay. So this is my like page. It's Fun to Chic with Mel. How you start one is on your public page. I don't know let's see what happens when I go to my public page. Oh, that's not my public page. On your public page, you get a drop down. You can create a page. So that's where you would create it. So let's go back to my Fun Fish Chic page. So when you create it, you get options on what to do. So my recommendation is to make it a professional service, because when you make it a professional service, you can add an address, which allows you to then get reviews, which is really cool feature. Like people can review you as a coach. So I have here at the bottom, I'm going to pull that up, but at the bottom it says like, Emily reviewed me. She's a challenger of mine. So that's just like an extra thing I'll ask my challengers. Like if you're really happy with your results, go to my like page and review me. But if you do it as a person, or you do it as a public service or a blog or something else, you don't get the reviews. So actually what I did as my address, because a lot of people get afraid of like putting their public, like their real house address, I put my local post office address. So I don't have like I don't have a P.O. box. But, you know, if someone actually wanted to send me mail, they could send it to my mail, you know, my post office, and they would have to figure out how to get it to me. I don't want people showing up at my apartment. But that just adds an opportunity for you to have the reviews, which is really cool. So then with your like page, very similar to your public page, you can make a banner. In your banner, when you put a description on your banner, so like that's my description, it shows up when people scroll over it. Oh, no, it's not doing it. Well, you saw it before. It said like, thank you for joining. There it is. So that's just another way to get people interested in who you are right away. There's so many tools on a like page that get people to come to you. But what I wanted to focus on was really like, what do you even post on your like page? Like, you're already on Instagram. You already have a public page. What would make your like page any different that would attract people? So for me, I went through my warm market like so fast, and I immediately realized I needed a warm market. So that's when I really started looking at other sources, and I started really digging into Chalene Johnson and her marketing information. So I have a couple of ways to get people to be interested in me. I have a lead generator, which is my free clean eating guide that I created. So I constantly post about that on my like page. You know, I'll post something like this right here, which is like information on clean eating. And then I'll tell people, you know, you can join my clean eating group, or you can download my free guide. And that, you know, bloating, download my free guide. Are you, you know, all that kind of stuff, download my free guide. So I get their email addresses and I can start talking to them. But so what you want to do is you want to figure out what your audience likes and what so there's two things. There's like what your audience likes, and then what Facebook likes that your audience likes. So the reason I say that is, for example, this picture on bloating that I posted, it says 79 people reached. That means Facebook allowed 79 people to see this picture, but only 2 people liked it. So that to me tells me, well, you know, maybe that's really not the way I want to keep going with my like page. Let's see one. So this is 9,896 people reached, and I have like over 12 comments on it. And that is a video. So boom, Facebook likes video. And Charlene's been talking about it like crazy. Everybody's been talking about how video is like the thing. This was like a 15-second clip about me, and you know, Facebook shows it and they put it out there. So you kind of want to figure out what your audience is going to be liking, and of course, if you can make it a video, your Facebook like page will probably be seen by more people. Like, let's see. Oh, and the other thing is videos. This is a great example. So Facebook likes video, but Facebook doesn't like video that goes to YouTube, that comes from YouTube. Facebook likes video that you upload through Facebook. So like, this is also a video. Oh, this is a great video. I posted like this awesome motivational video that I created on YouTube, but no one liked it and nobody pretty much saw it. So it sucks. It does nothing for me. So that's the thing you want to think about with your post. And really the only way you're going to figure out what Facebook is going to like allow people to see and what people are going to be liking is just playing around with it and posting stuff. So what I would do is, I don't like to just post exactly what I post on my public page, my page, Melissa Lopez or Melissa Herreria, because to me it's like, okay, so there's people who are already my friends, and now they know a little bit more about me. They know about my husband, they know about my cat, they know about my life. But then there's all these people that I want them to know me. So so I always think when I post, what do I want them to know about me? So I want them to know that I'm a coach. I want them to know that I have knowledge on fitness and knowledge on healthy eating. And, I want them to know that I can help them. So that's a lot of the stuff that I post about, because I'm trying to get people to see that I'm a professional and that I'm worth following for information. Sometimes once in a blue, I might sprinkle in some, personal stuff because people like that. But I try to make it a little bit different because it should be. You're trying to attract someone who doesn't know you. The other thing, when you create your page, invite all of your friends minus, I don't know where it says, somewhere when you create your page, it'll say like invite your friends. Invite all of your friends minus coaches. And the reason being is that when you invite your friends and they start liking stuff, their friends are going to see it. So you don't want to like other coaches or you don't want to invite other coaches to join you. One, because you might just end up having a bunch of coaches on your page, and that doesn't provide you any value. Or you're going to start attracting that coach's friends, who that coach is trying to attract to, and you could just confuse everybody. So I just stay away from like inviting other coaches. And sometimes when I see that a coach likes me or is liking too many of my stuff, I'll be like, please stop, not for my benefit, but for your benefit, because it's not a good idea. So you can like go on other people's pages, but just don't like it, because it just starts getting all mixed up. So the cool thing is that your friends will like it, and their friends can see that they've liked your stuff. So one of the things I like to do on my page is like, especially when a friend likes it or a friend's friend, you can message people like you do with your private page. So I'll thank them, thank you for liking my page, blah, blah, blah. What are you looking for? That way, they'll stay liking me and they'll stay following me. The other thing that's really important with Facebook is that you can pay to play on your Facebook like page. And paying to play means you basically pay to make your status visible at other people's news feeds, and you choose who you want your stuff to be seen by. So what you can do is, like this post, let's say right now this post hasn't been boosted or anything. It's a cute post. It's about Jennifer. She lost 8 pounds in 1 week of size. That's amazing, at home, just like everybody else, not in a test group. And so if I wanted other people to see that, I can click boost your post, and you can choose, maybe I want the people who like my page to see it. Or maybe I want their friends. So people who like my page's friends to see it. Or I could get really specific on targeting and play around with it. So I change my targeting a lot just to play with it. But this specific targeting has been working for me recently. And the only way you're going to figure out who your target market is to boost the post. Because then when you boost the post, you get metrics back. So what I would do is just boost to I would boost to the friends of the friends that like my page, and do a couple of boosts. You could do $1, $2, $3, and see where that goes. See if, women of the age of 35 are the ones that are liking your stuff, or see if it's, younger women, or maybe it's even, not women at all. Who knows? You might be hitting the wrong market altogether.
Melissa, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So there's a place where you can see, if you boost for your friends. What is it? Friends of your friends that like the picture? If you click there, is there a place where you can see the metrics?
Yeah. So Facebook has something called the Power Editor. You can only see if you have a Facebook like page. And for the emeralds, you guys are going to love this stuff, because It's lots of reports and lots of tools on how to do that. So that's the URL. So only if you had a Facebook like page can you access your Power Editor.
So
And
how did you get there? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
it's facebook.com ads manage Power Editor. I always Google it because I never remember it because I should bookmark it. That would be the nice thing to do. But here is where you see. So I ran an ad for my clean eating group.
Okay.
And that ad, I spent $10 on it over 3 days. And it had 12,000 impressions. 465 people clicked on it. And I think that's all I can see. And the clicks for that ad specifically went to an application for my free clean eating group. What other things can you see here? So you can see all of your ads. These are all the recent ones. But I did one for my clean eating group, just a picture, and one with video, just to see the difference on who likes it and who did it. The no video had 0 reach, 0 impressions. Like, video just gets people, like, because Facebook will be like, oh, we want more video, so they'll show more video. The picture, they didn't even care to bother to show it. They went nowhere. I didn't spend any money on the picture.
And was it $10 or, because you said over 3 days? Again, I'm like clueless when it comes to like pages. Was that $30 or just $10?
Well, you can choose that. You can choose whether you want $10 to go over 3 days or you want it $10 a day.
And so if it's $10 a day, it's more views or
more views? Yes, because
okay.
you're going to be on more pages. It's worth more to Facebook to put you out there more.
And when you said ad, is that the same thing as a dark post or no?
So a boost was what I showed you in the beginning. You take an ad, a status, and you just boost it straight there. An ad is what you do on the Power Editor, and that is a dark post. That's the same thing.
Okay. So you got to go to the Power Editor in order to do a dark post or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know how deep we want to get into that for this call. But this is where you would do it. And I will tell you, there's 3 things that you need to do when you create your first ad. And it's right there. It says you have to choose a campaign. So they're all going to be new for your very first one. So you'll create a new campaign. Always use auction, because fixed price can get you into trouble. You could spend a lot of money. In auction, it'll allow Facebook to say, okay, you want to spend $5. So based on this post and how many people are liking it, this is how many times. They'll do the algorithm. Fixed price, you've got to be like really good at this to know how to do it.
Got it.
If it's just a regular status and you're not trying to get them onto a website, always page post engagement.
Okay.
That's where it shows up like a status update. And it's just you want people to comment, whatever. So you have to create a new one, and then you have to create an ad set. So pretty much it's just a name for an ad set, and then you create an ad. And the reason why you have to create all 3 is because you can actually have one ad, or you can have multiple ads for one ad set in a campaign. So it's like marketing terms. What I did in the beginning, because I didn't understand the differences between them, I would always just create a new one. I was like, I'm going to create a new campaign, a new ad set, and a new ad, until I figured out how they all went together.
Got it.
So that was like the simple way of doing it. And it doesn't hurt you to do it that way until you kind of start playing with it.
Okay.
So you could pay $1, $2, $3, $5, $20, $40. It just depends on how much money you want to spend. Melissa Martinez, she'll pay $1 and her ad goes far. Like, she's like, look how many people like this thing. Look how many comments I got. And it's just based on, most likely she has a lot of friends who are liking it, and then their friends see it and they're liking it and they're commenting. Mm-hmm. So I would start with the very beginning of a Facebook page, invite your friends, and then thank all your friends for joining and ask them what they would like to see. and then just start playing with content. It doesn't hurt because at the end of the day, you can delete stuff. It goes like far down into the page. Nobody sees it. It goes away. So if something you put sucked, no one knows. And then you could just try something else. With the like pages, it's also a little bit different than with the personal pages. With your personal pages, it's recommended to post 2 to 3 times a day. A like page, you could post one status and it could show up on people's news feeds throughout the day. Just because, let's say I posted it at 5 in the morning, Gabby saw it at 11, she liked it. Now that she liked it, her friends saw it at 11 because it says Gabby liked this post on the news feed. Now her friends see it at noon, and then it can become viral if you do a really cool post. It could reach 14,000 people. It could reach 20 people. Who knows? But you don't know until you just start to play with it. And then the other thing is, once you actually start creating posts, I would, if you haven't yet, I would, listen to some of Chalene Johnson's stuff about email collectors. There's different ones you can do where it's like, sign up for a newsletter, and you're going to send out a newsletter once a month, whatever. The other ones could be, sign up to receive something, and I'm going to give you a 1-pager on starting a fitness journey, or, I'm going to send whatever it might be. I'm going to send you 5 pages on how to, walk in faith, or, I'm going to send you meditation prayers for the morning, whatever it might be. You can figure out what that could be, but you want to eventually create something like that because your like page can take that far beyond, and then you can get email addresses. And I use my email addresses to talk about a new launch of a product. I use my email addresses to talk about recipes, things I'm doing, connecting with people who, you'll be surprised. It's crazy. Like I'm on Facebook all the time, and then I'll send out an email, and people are like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were." I'm like, I talk about this all day. Like I'm literally right before getting on this call, this girl was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that size was an at-home workout," and I was like. I've been talking about this for how long now, but people don't see it. So when I sent out the email, she was like, "Oh, I thought it was just classes that you teach." I'm like, "No, you could do it at home too," because she doesn't live anywhere near me. So those are like things you can grow your page to do for you.
How often do you send that the email thingy?
I do twice a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I tell people, expect, a newsletter from me twice a month. And like, I'll share, like one of my newsletters was about my wedding. It's just like, hey, let me clue you into my life a little bit. And I shared that. So it doesn't always have to be like, and it could also be a great way to repurpose stuff from your like page. So things that you thought were really good and nobody saw, you can then email them about it if you had an email collector. So I think that would be the last step to do with a like page. And it's really helpful to just play around with it because, for me, clean eating is something that people ask me a lot about. So it made sense for me to post a lot about it. But for somebody else, for someone like Charisse, for example, a lot of people ask her about how to work out with modifications because she has to modify. So a lot of the stuff she shares is about that because it just makes sense. Moms have a completely different market, and you guys can share a number of things, and those could be tons of posts that you can start putting up there to see what people even are interested in. I would also follow Janelle Summers. She has an amazing like page. And Anita Myron. I wake up every morning and I do my what would Anita Myron do 10 minutes of what would Anita Myron do. And I go on her Facebook like page and I'm like, what is Anita Myron up to? And I'm like, I need to be up to that too. So especially if you have a specific coach that you are like, I need to be like this person, start being like them by following their like pages and just figuring out what is their secret sauce on their page, and then make it your own, remix it. And then of course, never share from other like pages. Make your own content so that you can appear valuable, because you are valuable and you want people to know that you're valuable. So I think that's all I have. I don't want to go too deep. I do have in my YouTube taking your like page to another level. And that's on my YouTube channel under melthecoach@gmail.com. And that's just it. I think you could search Melissa Herreria and it'll come up too. And I did that one for Lead Well Legacy, and that was just examples of more posts and that kind of stuff.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah, no problem.
So is this like Facebook that you have to figure out like the right timing for your audience, or not really?
I would say, well, not really, because those posts live on longer.
Okay.
Than they do on Facebook. Facebook is just all that news feed stuff, and unless someone comes to your personal page, they really, they see like the first 3 posts and then they have to start scrolling. With your like page, it's more organic reach. People can see it along the way. And then obviously with email, the general rule with email is you want to get in people's inboxes when they're reading their inboxes. Mm-hmm. So typically people check their email in the morning or late at night.
Right. Okay. Do you have a few minutes for questions, since I've been bombarding you with questions? I want to see if maybe the ladies have any questions.
I have a question. So do I. Oh, you first, twin. Go
ahead.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
How often do you share from your like page and your personal page things that you post, and vice versa?
Yeah, I don't do it very often. I actually sometimes have to remind myself to do it. And the reason I don't do it very often is because I repurpose a lot of the stuff from my public page. So things that are like good that I shared, I'll then put it on my Facebook like page if I saw that a lot of people that I'm already friends with like it. The other thing is I noticed that, and I got this from actually a photographer who's big on Facebook. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, you just kind of are annoying people when you're like posting all your stuff and then you're sharing you're like, hey guys, please come see me over there. Where what you really want, you don't even want the people from your public page to see your like page. They're already on your public page. You want brand new spanking people to find you. So I don't really do it that often.
Do you use like hashtags on your Facebook posts?
Only if they're like specific to something. So like when I was doing the size test group, I did, because a lot of people were starting to look for size, and then I knew that people were going to find me. But I don't do them like with Facebook. People don't search hashtags as much as they do on like Instagram. So I only do them if there's like a specific topic that I want, that I think people would want to be like looking for. Okay. So, size or dancing or something like that I've been doing recently. But otherwise, like I don't do like Shakeology or clean eating and that kind of stuff on there.
Okay. One more question and that's it.
Yeah.
How do you draft your stuff and then post it like after you're ready to post, or you just like, ready to post and post, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I draft everything. I actually draft everything for my Instagram, my public Facebook, and my private Facebook. for my Facebook like page, I will typically, in the beginning of the month, I create about 30 posts that are just drafts.
Mm-hmm.
For those days that I have nothing that's popping up in my head, I at least know that I sat down and I came up with some ideas. So I'll just, then just share them at the time when I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I haven't put anything on my page. And then for I draft everything. I call it like in my head in the beginning of the week, Sundays, and then every morning it's like my marketing hour. Like, what do I want to talk about today? Because I feel like it's really important for us to think about our public face. And we're our own marketing department. So I think about that all the time.
All right, and I was lying. I have one more question. Sorry.
Okay.
When you started your like page, did you publish it once you built some content on it, or did you publish it when it was empty and then you started publishing as you went along?
So like I mentioned, I had a like page. I think I had a like page from the very first time like pages were created through Facebook because of my blog. But I literally had nothing on it. I think the last time I had something on it was like maybe 3 years ago or something crazy like that.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person, like, I just go. I don't, like, just like, let me just do it and see what happens. So I would just create it. And then if you want to put some content on it, I wouldn't go too crazy. Maybe like 3 posts, like 3 days worth of posts before you invite all your friends to like it.
Right.
But I wouldn't like get too crazy with having to like have all these nice albums and all this stuff, because all that stuff is going to get created along the way. And at the end of the day, you got to think about the person that's going to your like page. They're going to go there and you probably would put so much effort on making it perfect. And they look at the first post and they like it,
right?
And then they move on, because that's just what people do. So you just want to, make 3 to posts and spend some time on them, and then open up to the world and see what happens.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great question.
I have questions. Oh,
yes.
Okay, why do I feel like it just left my head? Okay, so then you mentioned that we should create our like page and invite all of our friends to it. But then at one point you just mentioned that we don't want the same people seeing our stuff. We want brand spanking new people.
Right.
So wouldn't that be kind of contradictory, or is there like a limit as to how many of our friends we should invite?
Well, what you want is you want your friends because you want their friends.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So you want your friends to like it because you want all of their friends to see that they like this thing. Like, for example, Heather Boger Hooker really recently made a Facebook like page, and I guess a bunch of coaches were liking it because I got invited to her Facebook. Like, she never invited me, but I got a post on the right side of my face. I literally screenshotted it and sent it to her. I was like, Heather, how many ads did you pay for? She's like, none. It's just because other people that I'm connected to were liking her. Facebook was like, we think you should like her. This is a suggested page. And I was like, I'm not going to like Heather.
Oh, that's amazing. All right.
But that's exactly how it works.
I see. Okay. I definitely understand now.
Yeah.
Another question regarding your freemium. So what you're giving away.
Mm-hmm.
You direct people to a website that you've already created for them to like fill their email there and then get the downloadable piece?
Yes.
Okay. What do you use for your website?
I use Instapage, which is a really easy one. It's like it just felt really easy to me. It's like literally you drop the things you want people to fill out, like name, whatever, and it creates a web page for you. And then it keeps what they call the what is that? Like an email collector, and it just keeps a list of all the names that have come there, and you could either download that Excel file and create an email if you don't want to use MailChimp or one of those other services. You could just literally download. So let's say you only have like 20, 30 people. I would say just download those and make a newsletter up on your own, and and just email people. Once the list gets bigger, like I have 890 something people on my list now. So I ended up moving on to MailChimp, and
Sorry, you said Insta page?
Insta page, yeah.
Okay. Great. And then you do your newsletter twice a month for the email. Okay, coming up. And how do you? So then once you get their email, like how do you start engaging with them? It's just basically forming them as if you would on private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
Wait, when you get their emails, you're sending them a newsletter to like engage them and provide value, yeah?
Well, I'm sending them the freemium,
Right?
and then I actually send them 5 emails after the freemium, asking more questions about them.
Oh, okay.
To engage them, to see if they actually come back to me and reply. Someone who replies is someone who's, actually interested in something.
So you do the freemium and then you start to form them basically.
Yeah.
In between that, if your newsletter was going out, then they would get it.
They would get it, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Anyone? Good question.
One more question. What's your ROI basically on like one on the ads that you boosted, and then just on the 5 email campaign that you do?
So I would say I love that ROI.
I'm sorry.
So for example, if I spend $30 on ads for the month, which is typically my budget. So because I do like a $10 clean eating ad, then I do an ad for my challenge group, and I do an ad for coaching. I will technically, for the most part, it's been working out. This month was out of control. I achieved Success Club 25. It was like bananas. But typically, it's like Success Club 12. So I guess 12 times like, what is it? The typical commission for $140. That would be what my ROI is.
So wait,
on the emails.
And they're all from the like page? All 12?
Everybody I talk to now is from the like page.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Instagram doesn't necessarily bring me people. Usually what ends up happening is like somebody I find on the like page will then come to my public page. They become my friend there, and then they start following my Instagram. But I don't get a lot of, excitement on Instagram. I'm like, my audience is on Facebook. And then for the emails, that's a little harder because that's usually a longer sales funnel in a sense. So it just takes people longer to open the email, look at the email, write me back, and start engaging with me. I have, like, for example, I think with my emails, the success that I'm getting is like older people who have said no to me. Like a year ago, come back. So I just had this girl who probably has been following me since the day I became a coach. And she just bought a challenge pack.
Wow.
And she bought a challenge pack after getting, without even talking to me. She got an email about my results from Size, and she clicked on the link and bought it. Which is amazing because I've been informing her for like at least a year now. But she wrote me back like, "Oh my God, I did it!" I'm equally as shocked as you are.
Okay. So then you would say like within a month, or let's just say within a quarter, like how many people have you converted through your email process? I'm sorry, I know I'm asking like really targeted.
Yeah, you're asking me very like emerald questions, and I don't think I have the answer for that.
Like 20. I did the math.
I need to do the math.
We'll discuss it later.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It's a bunch of people.
Hello, Melissa is not an emerald.
Yeah, not at all. I don't even, honestly, it's so funny because I was going through how I'm like, I can't believe I figured something out like the Facebook like pages, because this is not at all my like, you could probably do a way better job than I do on Facebook like pages. I've just put time into it, you know? I've just actually sat there and was like, well, if I made a post that looked like this, let me see who likes it. And then, okay, no one likes it. So let me make a post that looks like this. And that's literally how I figured it out. You could probably do a better job than me because you can actually like think of it in numbers and equations, and I can't. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm missing the creative part of it.
well, I always think of, and I say this all the time to my coaches, like Danielle Natoli's quote, Fit and Funky's quote about being in the supermarket and the party. You know, that whole thing of like, you go to a supermarket and you go to buy quinoa and you see a woman who also buys quinoa. Like, you literally like grab the same box at the same time. You don't go, oh my God, we like quinoa, you need to come to my party. You never do that. You would be like, oh my God, like, we have the same stuff in our carts. And you'd start talking to her, and maybe you'd exchange some type of connection, you know, my Facebook or my Instagram, or let's take a selfie about this ridiculous occurrence that I'm exactly like this other woman. But you would never go and invite her to your party. You would find other ways to engage with her until you can feel her out and see if she's the kind of person you want to hang out with. The same goes with like the challengers, right? I'm meeting people on my Facebook like page that are complete strangers. So I can't just invite them to my challenge group, nor do I know if I want them in my challenge group, right? Because these people are from who knows where and who knows what's up with them. So you got to engage with them. I engage with them by inviting them to either jump into my email collector or, you know, become my friend on Facebook and let them, you know, I write down their name, and then I know kind of like basically when they join based on where they are on my list. And I just start engaging with them slowly so they could see me and I can see them. And let me tell you, there's people that have friended me on Facebook that I'm like, oh no, I can't be your friend. Like, we will not get along in a challenge group, you know, and I don't want you on my team, you know, but you wouldn't know that unless you put yourself out there. So
Good question. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Good? Everyone's good? Don't ask me questions about like pages because I don't know. I guess everyone's good. Yes. All right.
I see thumbs ups.
Melissa, thank you so much for spending your Sunday night with us. Tell hubby thank you.
I will. I think he's working now too.
Oh, thank you. Really.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Awesome information. Like I said, I don't think I'm the only one who's clueless here, but I know a lot of my girls have started their like pages, so I wanted to provide them someone, you know, present them with someone that really knew about the topic because I couldn't help in that area. So thank you so much again for helping.
You're welcome. And when you figure out the ROI thing,
I'll let you know.
bring it back to me because I'm just like, okay, as long as I don't go overboard spending money. And you know,
you're good. You're investing
$30, and you know, I help 13 people in a month. So it's like, that seems to be going well.
That's good. Yeah. Even if you help 6 people, you're still getting a profit.
Okay, I trust you.
You're good. Bye. Have a great night, ladies. And I have the recording if you want to share it with your.
Oh, yay!
All right.
Great. Thank you.
Cool. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.